All right, tax deed tip number 26 here from the car. Listen, this isn't going to be so much a tax deed tip as it is a rant. I'm going to talk about the bane of real estate right now, and the reason that the majority of people who contact me for help are telling me they can't find a good deal. Look, they can't find a good deal at auctions. They can't find a good deal at off the MLS. They can't find a good deal from wholesale. They just can't find a good deal. There's so many people wanting in the game, and the way that everybody has been taught is the problem. Look, if you've ever gone to a hotel to learn about flipping houses from somebody with a TV show, you're learning the wrong way. All right? I mean, no offense to them. They're wonderfully good-looking people, and they probably know what the heck they're doing. But let's just talk reality for a minute. Nobody wears designer shirts on a job site that's real. Nobody. Nobody has yoga pants on that's real at a job site. All right? Nobody who's really doing this has a tool belt that's never been used at a job site. Everything that they're doing on those TV shows is so highly produced that there's an order to it all, right? It's, hey, we're going to buy the house, and then we're going to get into the house and do some demo and make sure we film the young lady with the yoga pants from behind while she swings a sledgehammer at dang cabinets. Cabinets are screwed to the wall. A real estate investor is going to unscrew those cabinets, take them down to the Restore Habitat for Humanity charity and donate them to charity, get a tax write-off. They're teaching things that just don't make sense at these conferences where they are supposedly representing these TV stars. Now, the reality is they're not representing those TV stars. Those TV stars have simply licensed their name and information to companies that fill these rooms. And I have no problem with that. Many of the people who speak there know what they're doing, and they're very, very good at bank rehab, at REO, at pre-foreclosure, foreclosure, all of that. They're very good. They know what they're doing. The problem is right now, banks don't need you. Banks are posting record profits. They're not going to sell properties cheap. They're taking their inventory and they're putting it on the dang MLS, and they're listing them for retail, and they're getting multiple offers in the first day. Banks don't need you. They're not desperate. People aren't desperate. For heaven's sakes, Uncle Sam's writing checks to people not to work. They don't have to pay their mortgage because they can't get kicked out in lots of states. The reality is people aren't desperate, so they're not going to give you a good deal on a house. The problem that we're having right now with finding a good deal is you got to do something other people aren't doing. And tax deeds is the thing. And I know you've heard about tax deeds for a dozen years or more. Some of you have been trying to figure it out for 5 or 10 years. There are 5,013 taxing jurisdictions. They all have different rules, and you gotta know what the heck you're doing, because you're not getting a warranty deed. You don't sit down at a closing table, sign documents, and shuffle the keys across the table with a handshake. That's not how that works. But when we buy properties, we're getting properties directly from the municipality, all right? That municipality simply wants one thing. They want the property taxes paid. The person who's losing the home is a deadbeat non-taxpayer, and the teachers aren't getting paid what they need to teach our children properly. The cops aren't getting paid to police properly. The firefighters aren't getting paid to handle fires properly. I go on and on. These property taxes, the most important tax we pay, far more important than our income tax, is our local community taxes. So when they don't get paid, the citizens who aren't paying them are really robbing their own local community. And when we buy a tax deed, dang it, we're not kicking people out of houses. We're not getting houses from people who are desperate. If they live in the house, they pay their taxes. These are portfolio properties. These are properties. Mom and dad died and had 24 old houses. The kids don't want to repair them because it's going to take $60,000 to repair, and the home's only going to be worth $65,000 when they're done. So they don't pay the taxes. The kids live in LA and the house is in nowhere, Tennessee. They don't pay the taxes. They let it go. And we can pick them up, do a social good thing, stimulate the economy, and help the police, help the fire, help the teachers, help the children. It's just important that we learn how to do things differently. You can't keep doing what everybody else is doing. So stop with the bandit signs. By the way, if you're using a Sharpie to write a sign, you're telling people that you're freaking broke. Because no serious company uses a Sharpie to write a sign on a little white thing that they get for $1 and stick it in the ground. That's not a serious way to get leads. That's not, and I know people who say, well, it works. How hard are you working to make that work? Do you really want a full-time job as a real estate investor, or do you want to make full-time money part-time? Then you got to figure out how to buy things differently. Quit using wholesalers. There's not a wholesaler in the country who's giving a real wholesale deal. Wholesalers are selling properties at 80 cents on the dollar, 60 to 80 cents on the dollar. I'm sorry, that's not a wholesale deal. A wholesale deal has to let people make money. The retailer has to be able to make money. The wholesaler should be selling cheap enough that the retailer can still make money. Look, you got to do things different. So get your head out of HGTV. Watch that for pure entertainment. It's awesome. Watch that for inspiration on design and decor. But that is not where we learn to make money in real estate. There's my rant. See ya.